Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah and you're watching So Beauty Stuff. So as you can probably tell, I'm looking a bit rough today. I've just chucked my hair up on top of my head. I've got nothing on my skin apart from moisturiser, and there is a reason for this. I'm testing out a new foundation today. So today I'm going to be testing out the RCMA makeup palette. So I've heard so much about this. I've been watching a lot of reviews, had my eye on it for quite some time, and finally decided to bite the bullet and go and buy it. So if you haven't heard of this before, I will give you just a quick look at it. So these foundations are 50% pigment, which is a lot more than your standard liquid foundation. So a foundation like this would probably be anywhere up to 20% pigment, sometimes a lot less than that. Where these are 50% pigment and they're very sort of wax-based, it's a lot of a thicker consistency. That means you need to use it a little bit different from a regular foundation. And a little goes a long way. So these are all things I've heard. This palette arrived with me yesterday and I haven't tried it yet, so I am very excited. This is going to be in my kit. Obviously I feel like if you're just doing makeup on yourself, there is no way you need this many shades of foundation. So these two shades are contour and highlight shades, and these are all the different foundation shades. So we've got porcelain, ivory, Gina beige and tan tone. That's these four, and the rest of these are SH1 to SH8, which is these ones, and I think these are the yellow based ones, and then you've got the OL 1, 2 and 3 and 4 here. These are the olive skin tones. What I want to do today is just look at how you apply it, because that for me is the part that is a little bit daunting. You don't need a primer, you don't even necessarily need a concealer, because you can use this as a foundation and concealer. So this could potentially reduce a lot of your use of product. Is going to save a lot of space. I'm not saying that this is going to work 100% of the time for 100% of situations, but it is supposed to work for pretty much all skin types. Let's not talk all day about it. Let's actually get into the use of the palette. All I have on my skin, just my moisturiser. I haven't primed anything like that. Trying to match my skin. I think this is a little bit too dark. Maybe something between these two might fit me. It's really, I'm going to start with this one. I've got a spatula here. I'm just going to take a tiny amount. But literally this much. I'm just rubbing it onto my hand, and I'm just going to take a really tiny amount and just see how it looks on my skin. It might be slightly too warm for me, so I'm going to take a little bit of this lighter shade here. So these are the shades Ivory and Gina beige, or Jenna beige. I'm sorry, I might be butchering that. And so I'm just going to literally sort of push it into my skin. Use my finger to warm it, and it's spreading really, really well, and I think that's made a really, really nice colour. So I've just sort of really basically applied that on, and I'm just going to blend it with a kabuki brush, just like I normally would with my foundation. I mean, that's done quite a sheer coverage on this half of my face. Not very much product at all. I don't know how well you'll be able to see in the pans, literally the tiniest amount gone from both of those. So I'm going to take a little bit more of both of these. It's just super, super soft. It's very creamy, it's not like a liquid. So using it on my hand has definitely helped to soften it, but then I do definitely feel like I've got a lot of product wasted on my hand, so I would potentially be tempted to put this on a palette, a metal palette, if I was using with a client. So that has gone on really nicely, really easily, really evenly. I wouldn't say it's quite the full coverage I would hope for, but I've heard that it's very buildable, so we can definitely go back in again and cover up some blemishes. I'm quite keen to try using it as a concealer. The lighter of the two shades I was using, to see if I can use that on its own. So I've literally picked up the tiniest amount there, with a concealer brush. Straight on there. And then just blend it in with a bigger brush. I'm not gonna lie, that's really, really nice. It's just really, really completely evened out my skin complexion. It doesn't feel sticky at all. If I didn't know I had foundation, I wouldn't think I have it on. But what I'm going to try and do now is try and use the contour and highlight shades and just see how I get on with those. This is the contour shade. As you can see, it's quite a cool, almost grey tone. So my thinking is you're not going to need as much as this as you would of the foundation. I don't even know which brush to use. This is so weird. I'm going to go with my Real Techniques, I think it is just called a contour brush. And again, I'm not warming this up. I'm just putting it straight on the brush and pushing it into the skin, because while it does need warming to soften it, it's actually soft enough that you can pick it up on your brush. And so that was such a tiny, tiny amount. And I've done my nose, my cheeks, my forehead. And again, it looks so natural, okay? Now highlight. Again, a really, really small amount, barely scrape the surface, excuse the pun. Using my ring finger, just a few dabs of it and it's softened. And there's literally no shimmer to that. Maybe I will try and mix it. Okay, so I've got this Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector and a little bit of the cream product there. And that's it. It just looks so natural. It just sinks into the skin without disappearing into the skin. I think if I threw on some brows and some lipstick, I'd be quite comfortable going out like this as kind of a real natural nude day look. My skin looks like my skin, but basically flawless. And the only area I think I would need more coverage is just these dark circles under my eyes. Maybe I should have tried to colour correct with one of the more orangey tones. Heck, let's try. Put it on my finger, warm it up, and dab. I think sometimes people get really scared of the idea of using something more orange under their eyes because they think it's going to darken it, but honestly, it's the best thing for my under eyes. That's it now. I can't see any of those purple tones under my eyes. So for my whole face, using literally tiny little amounts. So these are the two I use for my full face. Tiny, tiny amount in the contour and highlight, and then this tiny amount here to colour correct. I'm really, really impressed. So I'm going to go away and finish the rest of my face. Okay, so I finished doing the rest of my makeup now. I put a light dusting of powder on everything. Done some powder contour, highlight, blush, kind of the usual really. I just think my skin looks and feels really nice. It's a really light feeling. The colour has matched beautifully. The coverage is great. There's no creasing there. There's nothing gathered in the little crease under my eyes. I'm not getting creasing here or in my smile lines yet. Overall, I'm super, super impressed with this palette. Highly recommended, and I'm really excited to start using this on my clients. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. You can give it a thumbs up if you did to let me know. And also you can subscribe to my channel. It's free to do and you won't miss any of my future videos. And why would you want to? So hopefully I will see you in my next one. Bye! Hi guys, so I just wanted to do a really quick check-in. So it's like 20 to 3 in the afternoon. I applied this makeup about 11 o'clock this morning, maybe a bit earlier. And so far it's looking amazing. I've just been kind of doing a bit of housework, getting some groceries, just all this fun stuff. But really, I'm really impressed with how it looks. I think it's sitting really perfectly on my skin. I wore my sunglasses in the car and it didn't wear away my makeup, which it nearly always does. So I'm really impressed with it so far. I'll hopefully try and check in a few more hours. Okay, so the time now is about 6:30 in the evening. So I've had my makeup on for about 7 or 8 hours, and honestly, so my lipstick you see is worn off through eating and stuff, but my face makeup literally has not budged. It looks perfect. It looks as good as it did when I put it on. It's definitely long wearing foundation. I can't fault it for that. It's probably going to be my last check-in because I'm about to go out to dinner. But if I do remember to check in before bed, I will. So yeah. Thumbs up from me. Hey guys, so it's now 11:30 p.m. I've just got home, so I've been wearing the foundation now for more than 12 hours. Overall, so from the distance I'm stood from the mirror, it looks really good. When I look really close up, it definitely you can tell it's not as fresh as it was. So areas of my face that I'm noticing it a little bit worn is around my nose, and I have been blowing my nose a lot because I get heat fever. A little bit here because I've been touching my face because I've got a spot coming, which is really bad. And I can a little bit see it starting to break down under my eyes. It's setting sort of into the line a little bit. It's also a little bit worn off on my eyelid there as well. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but overall though, for 12.5 hours or however long it's been wear, it's really, really good. I'm really impressed. 10 out of 10 for long lasting wear on this, but definitely time to take it off my skin now so I can have a break.